All right, old school NBA fans, self-researched NBA facts. Got another video for you. As always, thanks to anybody who watches my videos or subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. Um, you guys are, obviously some passionate fans like myself. I'm just a passionate fan as well. Somebody who fed up with the media and all of this kind of one-sided information, I guess you could say, omitting a lot of things, and definitely exaggerating certain things, or leaving context out of things, and that is really key. Things with no context just to leave hanging out there is, you're kind of doing a disservice to the people watching it. So anyway, in this video here is something that I realized, but I realized I never did a video on it. It's something I really never hear people talk about. I think it's pretty obvious, but I'm not sure. And what that is I'm gonna go over my top 25. I know there's other players that I could bring in here for sure, but how did the all-time greats do what I call a wire-to-wire season? And what I mean by that is somebody who had was the best team in the NBA, the overall number one seed. And how did they do as far as to win a championship? It's hard to do. There's a lot of the teams that people call the greatest of all time. Some of them weren't even the best team, like in the regular season. The 2001 Lakers comes right to mind. That jumps right out at me. They were not the number one seed, even in the Western Conference. I understand they had injuries and all that, but a hot playoff run is not exactly the same thing. It's a lot harder to be the best team in the regular season and go all the way to win the championship. And I'll show you. So let's start with Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic has never been the number one overall seed in the NBA. It's never happened. But yeah, he did win a title in 2023. So obviously those things don't line up because he never won, or never was the number one overall seed, best record in the NBA. He hasn't done that yet. Eventually, maybe he will. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a odd case, kinda. Did you know that Giannis is the number one seed, was on the team that was the number one seed overall in the NBA, the best record in the NBA, 3 times? 2019, 2020, and 2023. 3 times. He won 1 championship, and that was in 2021. But that was not the year that he was the number one overall seed. I feel like that if a team, they put so much into the regular season, sometimes maybe they don't have enough left over for the playoffs. Could be an injury, could be a combination, whatever, who knows. Or you just run into a team that's playing really good ball at that time. That's why, to me, it's more impressive for a team that can do that. It just is, because it's not that easy. I just showed you Giannis Antetokounmpo. A lot of people think highly of him. 3 times he was the number one seed in the NBA. And he won 1 championship, but not in those seasons, which is pretty crazy. You think about it. Hello. Okay. So Elgin Baylor was never on a team that was the number one overall seed. I know it was really hard because Boston was in there pretty much his whole career. And he never won a championship, so therefore he couldn't have been a wire-to-wire champion. David Robinson, funny, he was the number one overall seed in 1995, and that was without Duncan, 1999, 2001, and 2003. 4 times the number one overall seed. Now, he won championships in 1999 and 2003. Both of those were in the years where his team was the number one overall seed. So he's got 2 of those, in 99 and 2003. Even though 99 was a strike-shortened season and all that, still, 2 of them. And I understand Duncan is with him, but that's kind of what it takes to win one of these. Is you got to have 2 all-time greats pretty much to win to do this. It's hard. I'll show you. Bob Pettit, never the number 1 overall seed. Again, Boston would have put the kibosh on that. He did win a championship in 1958, but obviously no wire-to-wire for him. Kevin Durant, the only time he was the number 1 overall seed, his team, was in 2017. Now, he won championships in 2017 and 2018, but he's got 1 wire-to-wire championship in 2017. That was it. Kevin Garnett, a very similar thing. Number 1 overall seed, championship the same year, 2008. He did have a wire-to-wire championship in 08. He got 1. Karl Malone, he was the number 1 overall seed once in 1998. Actually tied Chicago with the record, but because they beat the Bulls twice in the regular season, they got the head-to-head, therefore home court advantage, which did show up in the finals. So obviously nothing for him. Now this is a very interesting one. George Mikan. George Mikan was the best overall record in the NBA, the overall number 1 seed, 3 times, 1951, 1953, and 1954. He won 5 championships, so obviously at least twice he didn't have the best record when he won his championships, but actually it was 3 times. The only time he had the best record in the regular season and won the championship was 1953 and 1954, 2 times. I mean, that's great, don't get me wrong, but winning 5 titles and only having 2 is a little odd, but that's what I'm talking about. See, it doesn't happen as much as you think. It's actually pretty rare. Oscar Robertson, the only time he was the number 1 overall seed was 1971 and 1974. They won the title in 71, therefore he had 1 wire-to-wire championship in 71. Steph Curry, the number 1 overall seed in 2015, 2016, and 2017, those 3 years. He won championships in 2015, 2017, 2018, and 2022. Therefore, he's got 2 wire-to-wire championships. To me, it just carries more weight to be able to do that, because that's a season-long accomplishment from day 1, game 1 of your season, all the way through the finals, that you were the best team the whole way through. To me, it's just a more impressive season than somebody that had a really nice playoff run. That's just my opinion, of course. And yeah, obviously winning the championship is, a better accomplishment than being the number 1 overall seed, but it's not nothing. You know what I mean? It's not nothing. But when you combine the 2 and do it in the same year, to me, it's a lot more powerful. And it's kind of rare. You'll see. Moses Malone, the only one he's got, regular season number 1 overall seed, 1983. I did not include ABA. This is strictly NBA. His only championship was 1983. Therefore, his wire-to-wire championship was 1983. The same exact thing for Jerry West. 1972, number 1 overall seed, won the championship. So he got 1. Dr. J, same as Moses Malone. 1983, number 1 overall seed, championship in the same season. So he got 1 wire-to-wire. LeBron James, the number 1 overall seed, 3 times. 2009, 2010, and 2013. He won championships in 2012, 2013, 2016, and 2020. Therefore, he's only got 1 of those such accomplishments of wire-to-wire championships, as I call them. He's got 1. Same as Jerry West or Dr. J or Moses Malone. And again, no, I'm not saying that, a championship is it doesn't devalue a championship. It just enhances the ones you win when you were the number 1 overall seed. That's just how I see it. Shaquille O'Neal, he was the number 1 overall seed twice, 2000 and 2010. Won championships in 2000, 2001, 2002, and 2006. But he only had the 1 wire-to-wire, which was in 2000. Tim Duncan, the number one overall seed 4 times: 1999, 2001, 2003, and 2014. Winning championships in 99, 03, 05, 07, and 2014. But he had 3, which is the highest on this list so far, wire-to-wire championships: 1999, 2003, and 2014. So that's really good. Akeem Olajuwon was never even a 1 seed in this conference, so of course he didn't have the number 1 overall seed, but he did win 2 championships, 94, 95. No wire-to-wire for him. Wilt Chamberlain 4 times had the number 1 overall seed: 1966, 67, 68, and 1972, winning 2 of them, 1967 and 1972, giving him 2 wire-to-wire championships. Again, that carries more weight than when you didn't. In fact, I actually was one of the deciding factors between Wilt, Olajuwon, and Duncan was the fact that he was able to do not so much Duncan. There was the individual player for that one, but Olajuwon, because he won his 2 while being the number 1 overall team. In fact, Wilt Chamberlain has 2 of the 5 best seasons of all time. So again, that's not nothing. Even though his total championship is only 2, the 2 he won are very powerful. The 67 76ers are the 5th best team in NBA history, record-wise, with the championship. And then the number tied for second with the 97 Bulls, because they were also 69-13 that year. But anyway, Larry Bird, 6 times the number 1 overall seed. That in itself is impressive. I mean, that's the most outside of Bill Russell. 1980, 81, 82, 84, 85, 86. Won championships in 81, 84, and 86. 3 wire-to-wire championships. That ties Duncan right there. But Duncan did it, and Duncan had 4 shots at it and won 3. Bird had 6 shots at it and won 3. So I might give Duncan a slight edge on that, but whatever. Kareem, 5 times the number 1 overall seed: 1971, 74, 77, 1987, 1988, winning 6 championships in 71, 80, 82, 85, 87, 88. 3 wire-to-wire championships: 1971, 1987, and 1988. Again, that's impressive. 3 out of 5. That's good. Kobe Bryant, the only time he was the number 1 overall seed was in 2000. He won 5 championships in 2000, 01, 02, 2009, and 2010. But only the one time a wire-to-wire championship in 2000. Just like LeBron. Just like Shaq. Just like Jerry West or Dr. J or Moses Malone or Oscar Robertson. Magic Johnson 3 times was the number 1 overall seed. I thought it'd be more than that, but he wasn't. Boston always had a better record most of the time. And then I think Philly 1 year, Detroit in 89, 1987, 1988, and 1990. 3 times. He won 5 titles: 1980, 82, 85, 87, 88. 2 wire-to-wire championships, and actually back-to-back in 87 and 88. So that was impressive. In fact, I think Kareem and Magic are the only 2 on here that did back-to-back wire-to-wire championships. Yeah, they are. That's impressive. Okay, Bill Russell, obviously, it's incredible. 9 times the number 1 overall seed in the NBA, 1957 through 1965. Won championships in 57, 59 through 66, and then 68 and 69. 8 times wire-to-wire champion. It's ridiculous, I know. Out of 9, 9 times when he was number 1 overall seed in 1957, and then 59 through 65. The only one he lost was in 58. Of course, that was that one where he missed a couple games, injured, whatever. Michael Jordan, 1992, 1996, 1997. The number 1 overall seed, best team in the best record in the NBA. Won the 6 championships, of course, the 2 three-peats. And 3 wire-to-wire championships: 1992, 1996, and 1997. Now, the only players on this list to do 3 or more are Tim Duncan, Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson. No, not Magic. Bill Russell. So it's Duncan, Bird, Kareem, Russell, and Jordan. Only 5 guys on this list did it 3 times or more. Only 3 of them did it back to, 3 of them did it back to back, which was Kareem, Kareem and Magic, and then Russell and Jordan. So I guess it'd be 4 players. But Bill Russell did it 8 out of 9 times. Tim Duncan did it 3 out of 4 times. Larry Bird 3 out of 6. Kareem 3 out of 5. And Michael Jordan did it 3 out of 3. In 98, they tied Utah record-wise, but because Utah beat them, they were not the number 1 overall seed. It was Utah. See, a lot of people forget that. The Bulls did not have home court advantage in all the finals. They didn't have home court advantage in 93 or 98. There's 2 of them. They didn't have home court advantage. I'm just saying. Everybody, the Jordan haters, the detractors who say, oh, they didn't beat anybody. The teams weren't that good. Even though it's funny that the Utah Jazz in 97 and 98, they beat the Lakers twice, and then in 98 beat San Antonio in 5. The teams that dominated the next 12 years. They won 10 out of the next 12 championships, something like that. I think that's what it was, something like that. Or 9 out of the next 12, or 9 out of the next 11 championships was either the Spurs or the Lakers, with Kobe, Shaq, and Duncan. It's just funny. And Utah handled them quite easily. Swept the Lakers, and then beat the Lakers in 5, beat the Spurs in 5. But anyway. That's the list. I think it's impressive to pull out that feat. But again, I did a video yesterday about the underwhelming career of, say, like a LeBron James, for example. He only did it once. He had 3 times the best overall record in the NBA, but yet only won 1 of those 3. And I don't want to hear about, oh, the players weren't that good. If you're good enough to win 61, 66, those kind of games, then your team is pretty damn good, okay? Whatever happened to get to that point, you're pretty damn good. You know what I mean? So don't give me that teammate crap. But anyway, I just found this to be very interesting. Again, Michael Jordan, the only player to do it 3 times without, not finishing the feat. 3 times, best overall record in the NBA, 3 championships. Nobody else can say that. Nobody else did it 3 times without, doing it every time. Hell, I don't even know if twice somebody did it both times. But anyway, that's it for this video. As usual, thanks for watching, and that's it for now.